Legally Teaching and Engineer Sports. I'm Dylon here with Sam and Max.
Loga.
Today will be Thursday, January 16th, 2025. And tonight, episode 119, Playoffs with Ford Field Frank. Max, what are we doing tonight?
We're gonna kick things off. Some roundtable. Serenity now, maybe Sam's cooler talk. We're gonna get into some playoff talk, and then we're gonna be blessed with Ford Field Frank.
Nailed it. And before we get going, we must, for the last time, remind everyone the Michigan Wolverines! 2023 2024 college football national champions.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Not for the last time, just the defending champions.
Last time we can say it's pending. Thank you, Max. All right. No music tonight. We've got a quick little jingle. Forward down the field, you hear the lion pride yell, woo, woo, woo! Or screwed up the song. All right.
Forwards down the field, the Lions will not yield.
There it
Blue,
is.
blue and silver wave. There you go.
All right. All right. Welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. We're happy to have the GHLers out there who tune in. Yep, we've got Ford Field Frank coming on in a little bit. We had two listeners reach out and say, "Are you getting Frank on? Is he going? What's the word?" So we wanted to have him on, give him his side of the story, answer a few questions that we kind of wanted to ask regarding the Lions and or just his general fandomness. So happy to have that conversation. That'll be coming up shortly. But first, let's do our woo-offs presented by Alani New. Alani New. Woo! It gets the people going. Let's go to you first, Sam.
I mean, I'll go with the lowest hanging fruit I could possibly grasp at. got a W in indoor soccer this past Friday. The team was trash, but a win's a win. So, woo! So finally getting off the schneid.
Hell yeah. 1.9. Good stuff, Sam. First win, you get almost a 2. Love that. Woo! Alani New. Woo! Moment. It gets the people going. Max, what about you?
I'm just gonna say a woo moment to the Detroit Lions being back in action. Last week, watching football without the Lions, without Michigan, it felt wrong. It just didn't feel right. And I'm excited to sit down and watch the Lions play a very, very, very meaningful game to step one step closer to the Super Bowl. So I am absolutely geeked to watch Saturday night. So I got goosebumps thinking about it. So woo! To the Detroit Lions in this playoff run. It's electric, actually.
9-3. Well done, Max. That got me. I could tell you're fired up. That got me fired up. Well done. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to beat that. I don't even know if I have a Lonnie New Woo moment this week. Um, I'm gonna say it's to legally teach and engineer sports. 119 episodes, boys. Not including the passionate picks episodes we did. So I mean, just kudos to ourselves for making it 119 weeks. We got into a lot of fights growing up. It's an amazement to me that we've made it this far. 19 is a very good number. So I'm going to shout out 119 episodes of legally teaching engineer sports. Woo! Alani knew it gets the people going.
10.0.
There it is. All right, boys. Great Alani New Woo moments. Sam went selfish, Max went Detroit Pride, and I went Brotherhood. Everyone take that what you will. All right, let's move to the round table. Sam gets a head nod out of that. Love that. All right, Sam, give us the first round table discussion point.
So we glanced over it. I want to dig deeper into it. The TGL. I watched it again last night. Are either of you tuning in?
All right, so I will touch on this quickly. I looked into FanDuel if I could bet on it. I cannot, so I did not.
That's weird. I feel like you should be able to. Uh, Honestly, I put it on again. I had a good time watching it again. It's just like it's golf. It's chill. It's kind of funny. They swear. They talk shit to each other. Hot mics are always on. And I think the vibes are great. They just aren't playing very well. So it's blowouts, which is unfortunate. But next Tuesday, it's going to be on again. Put it on so we can actually have a talk about this because I think this sport has an interesting future.
Okay, we'll do TGL Tuesday next week. Max, did you watch it?
I did not. I saw a couple highlights from it. I just Googled while we were sitting here what TGL stands for.
It's the golf league.
Um, it's an acronym within an acronym. It stands for the TMRW Golf League, which is just the founders' initials. So it's Tiger, McIlroy, Rory, and somebody named I don't know who W is. So who the hell knows what TGL stands for? But no, I haven't. I watched the opening night. It was a little weird, but I know last night Tiger was on and they had more dogs, so that would have been pretty interesting to watch. And I'm sure he's got a hot take for everything.
It was really just Tiger, honestly. I wouldn't say his team's not dogs. He has dog water teammates for sure. They aren't carrying anything.
You
And
don't
then,
like Max Homa?
You know, like Seth Tagala?
yeah, but Tagala's not on Tiger's team.
Tom Kim is.
Oh.
That dude sucks.
Got Kevin Kisner.
That dude, actually, that one, he's horrible. Dude missed the fairway like every shot. He trash.
Sam's gonna be ready to bet the Masters like no one
Yeah,
else.
based on this fake AF thing that yeah.
So there's also PGA toured events that I can bet on going on this weekend. Are these boys not competing in that shit, or what's the deal there? Does anyone know?
Oh, they definitely are because they started out in Hawaii, and I know Tagala was out in Hawaii, and so was um last week.
Tom, Homa, I don't know.
Homo was definitely there, so I think they're just flying back and forth, doing this on a Tuesday night, and then going to the links.
Yeah,
Interesting.
if you tune it, it's super light work. It's nobody's taking it very seriously. So it's I mean, it's just like swinging a golf club once every 10 minutes basically.
Yep, don't like that. Sam, what do you think the target audience is for this?
It's definitely probably decently wealthy people, um, a certain class of people.
Let me throw some slang words out there for you. See if I stick anything. Fuck knobs.
No, no, definitely not.
Douchebags.
Definitely, possibly.
All right, those are the only two names I got. Okay. All right. All right. You know what though? I think you make a good point. We should tune in, give it an honest chance. Honestly, I would have watched it, Sam, if I could have bet on it. 100%.
That's weird that you
Left hand up.
can't. I feel like it should be something that could be bet on,
It
but
wasn't on the duel. It could have been somewhere else.
maybe it's too new. I don't know.
All right, next week, Max, you have assignment.
Yeah, I'll
Pay
write it
attention
down.
Tuesday. All right. What you got, Max?
This really isn't roundtable worthy. It's just noteworthy. Do you guys know what national holiday it is today? So today we're filming on the 15th. Do you guys know what national holiday it is today?
Sport related?
Nope. We all love them. We wear them every day.
Oh, underwear. National Underwear Day?
Close. It's National Hat Day.
Hmm.
One of our favorite apparels. I just thought I'd give it a plug. So remember that January 15th, National Hat Day. But now moving on to my real roundtable talk. I'm just going to give a shout out. Could have been my woo moment to Kate Cunningham, Detroit Pistons All Star, Detroit Pistons first team. Cade last year had 30 different teammates. How many of those 30 teammates are still in the NBA this year?
One.
That's a good question. No way, it's way more than that. But let's just go through some of them. Well, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to say less than half. I'll go 14.
Sam?
I'll go with 7.
7. Dylan is spot on 14, less than half. He played with 30 different teammates last year on the Pistons. 30 different teammates. The only people that were on the team or are still on the team, Duran, Stewart, Ivy, and Asar Thompson. or Marcus Sasser. 5.
That's
Those are the
so
only
weird.
ones left.
Well, if you think about it, so Livers was one. The little lefty used to be on the back of my jersey was
Killian
one.
Hayes.
Bruce Brown. No, that's not right. I don't know. There were a number, but the big white dude. So he got traded in the middle of the year.
Bogdan.
Oh, he's probably still in the
He's
NBA.
still in the NBA, yep.
Damn. Yeah, that's wild. They brought up a lot of G leaguers. I kind of remember that.
Yeah,
Like on
so I
G.
mean, the people that are still in the league are James Wiseman, Marvin Bagley, Taj Gibson, Bohan Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say that guy's name. Stanley Udma and Monte Morris.
Morris, Jesus. Yeah, they were bad last year, really bad. But I'm gonna good on top of that. Max up Pistons Knicks game from Monday night, I believe.
Yep.
Like Monday night. Awesome game to watch. I will throw this stat at you. Malik Beasley has more 3-pointers made already this year than the second most or the most made 3-pointers on the Pistons team last year, whoever it was. I think it could have been Ivy. I don't even know who it was, but he's already made more 3-pointers than anyone did all of last year. So they needed that. Malik Beasley is also coming in clutch. I mean, Tim Hardaway is coming in clutch. Great to have Tobias Harris back, honestly. And Beef Stew. Beef Stew plays like he's a criminal out on probation.
Hey,
I love every second of it.
he
Yeah,
just all-time quote by Beef Stew. He goes, "I got one rule: protect the rim." That's literally what he said. So he knows his role. Go get those 6 fouls, 5 fouls, and get out of the game.
I saw him talking shit to Jalen Brunson saying, I'm a Piston. Yeah, that shit fires me up. I watch 10 Pistons games before I watch one Red Wings game. I love watching the Pistons. They've got swagger and very excited to watch them. We got 2 home games. So if you're a Pistons fan, get out the Little Caesars this week. Thursday against Pacers. Tickets aren't that expensive. Pacers suck ass. Hopefully they beat their asses. And then Saturday, the Suns, future Piston Devin Booker comes into town. Saturday, a little more expensive, but they moved the game up so you can watch the Pistons and the Lions. So get out to the Little Caesars Arena and enjoy the Stones. Let's stick with basketball. Did you guys see Caitlin Clark was getting stalked?
Guilty as charged.
That was right. The creepiest looking trailer park motherfucker. Little strolls in the court saying, did you see the video?
No, I just heard about it though.
Oh, he looks like he's got a mullet. He's just a scruffy, butt, ugly looking guy. Rolls in, leans back in his chair, and goes, guilty as charged.
The judge goes, "Sir, this is just a preliminary hearing. We're just reading you your charges." And he goes, "Oh, okay."
So shout out to Caitlin Clark. That was really all. Sam, what else you got?
That's so good. Yeah. So we're gonna save football talk for a little bit later. So Red Wings just lost, ended their winning streak. The break's coming up here probably in a month or so. Are they gonna make the push? What do you think? Or fire sale?
Max?
That is a great question. I really don't know. I haven't really tuned into that many Red Wings games. They're kind of depressing right now.
Very depressing.
Um,
I chose the TGL over the Red Wings last night or Tuesday night. So that tells you that.
I'm gonna say they're gonna do what every Detroit team does, and they're gonna sell because no Detroit teams bring us happiness in the world. So they're gonna sell, and they're gonna get rid of Lake Tarasenko and old dead people that nobody wants. Actually, nobody wants him, so he's gonna be around forever.
Nope, I disagree. They're going to get in the playoffs. I put a bet down. I don't know when it was, over the weekend, maybe last night, 2 nights ago. I put a future Iga Swiatek to win the Australian Open. She's plus 440 right now. Hopefully she wins. She's playing tonight, or she's battling tonight. I got Carlos Alcaraz to win the Australian Open, going for the Grand Slam, plus 300. Lions to win the Super Bowl outright, plus 290. Michigan basketball to make it to the Final Four. Pistons over 38.5 wins. You should bet that. Everyone should bet that. That's the freest money anyone could have. And then the Red Wings to make the playoffs. $10 to win 112,000. So yeah, I think they're going to do it.
As it sits here, they're 4 points out of the wild card right now. So
Yeah, Red Wings are plus 480 right now to make the playoffs. So
Sam, you.
There had to be less at the beginning of the season too, so that's sad. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they don't really have anybody to fire sell, so they're gonna have to try to push. Um, I don't know if they'll do it though. Well,
So I agree with you, Sam. They should push. They just got McClellan, see what happens. They got to do it now, though, to Max's point. They got to go now because they could, I guess, in theory, Kane's on a 1 year, I believe. Tarasenko's on a 1 year, I believe. So those would be the two prime targets. Um, yeah. So I guess they do technically have people they can get rid of, but I'd rather them not and then
but
push.
like Max said, nobody's gonna want them. Like,
I bet there's a few teams that wouldn't mind a Kane on their power play unit.
yeah, not Tarasenko though. Nobody's gonna want him. That was a miss. That was a miss of all misses right there.
Well,
But yeah,
someone
so
led the
we'll
team
see.
in goals scored last night.
Huh?
Someone scored 2 goals last night.
Yeah, congrats. First goals in what, 12 games, I think, or something
Yeah,
like that. He's got
yeah, it's pretty close.
I
Yeah.
heard the stat. He's on pace for a 9 goal season. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had 4 going into the last night. So he almost doubled his scoring one night. So.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Sam. He's been a bit of a letdown. But oh well, oh well. All right. What about let's talk college football since we're gonna do more NFL focused talk.
No, no,
Uh
no. Real, you mentioned it with your bet. Before we go off into football world, the Australian Open. Have you guys seen the YouTube? You can watch it on YouTube. They're
no.
like the Wii players, but you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, I saw a video of that on Twitter. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's actual, it's the tennis match. They're just like
So
little Wii players.
it's like when the NFL goes off to Disney and does, or like to Nick and they do their Nick or Disney games. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but way better. Like it actually works.
Do you ever see the tennis person get stuck and keep swinging like in the Wii or like
No, no.
no?
The graphics are nice. It actually works.
Nice. Well, then I'm going to have to tune in because I got some bets. I put Carlos Alcaraz to win it. Who do you guys think the favorite for the men's is? It's not Carlos.
I have no idea.
Is the Andy person still tennis?
Andy Murray retired.
He's a
Okay.
coach now.
Okay, let me try to go younger. Let me think.
The only one I know is Carlos Alcaraz.
You know who the best player in the world is? He won gold at the Olympics.
Djokovic is done.
There you go. Oh, Novak. Yeah,
Okay.
but he's not the favorite.
Who's the favorite?
Yannick Sinner from Italy.
Oh.
Fell out of tennis. I need to get back in. Dang.
And women's, couldn't tell you, but I'm rooting for Iga.
It's gotta be Coco.
No.
Nah, she's like the fourth favorite. She was like plus
Really?
900 when I looked, yeah.
That's surprising.
Nah, she's inconsistent. But good one, Sam. All right, I'm gonna tune into the YouTube then. That's awesome. Good to know. Max, give me your thoughts on the college football playoff, and then who's gonna win between Notre Dame and Ohio State.
My thoughts on the college football playoff. It was kind of a damn shame that they played them on Thursday and Friday nights. I mean, I stayed up. Well, I watched them because I had things going on, so I caught the end of both games. But just kind of sucks for people like Sam who doesn't have his life revolve around sports or his bedtime. You know, he probably didn't stay up and watch them. Texas, Ohio State. It was a good game for what it was. Texas should fire Steve Sarkisian for doing a backwards play at the goal line. Jack Sawyer still doesn't have gold pants. I don't know what else more to say. Dylan, thoughts?
Agreed. Don't care if Ohio wins the national title. Good for them. It's sweet. Big Ten powerhouses. Michigan are pretty much national champions as a result of that. So that's sick. Texas, quick thoughts. How the fuck do you give up a screen pass with 20 seconds to go in the first half for a 75-yard touchdown? Literally the worst defensive play call I've ever seen in my entire life. And then on the flip side, the worst offensive play call I've ever seen in my life. You had 5 chances inside the 2, and you couldn't score a touchdown. You don't deserve to be anywhere. And then let's go to the other one. You gave up a touchdown. No shit. Let's go to the other game. Penn State is who we thought they are. A bunch of choke artist pussies. Sorry, Sam.
Hey, I didn't pick them to get there, so we're fine.
Yeah, just to be Big Ten champions. Drew Aller, hopefully, looks like he's coming back. That's awesome. Good for the Big Ten. Um, yeah, I don't know. James Franklin's a bitch.
Even better, James Franklin's coming back. He'll never win a big game in his life.
No,
He was
no.
handed a trip to the national championship game and he fumbled it. He was
Sam,
handed it.
who was Penn State's biggest win this year?
It was probably like Wisconsin or something. I don't even know.
Illinois.
There we go. I was on the right side of the country at least.
Illinois at home was their best win of the year.
Yeah.
Um,
My
so with my final thought on that is I'm gonna root for Notre Dame. I think spreads like 8.5 to 9.5. I'll probably take that. But before I ask Sam who he thinks is gonna win and who he wants, I also want to touch quickly on the Capital One Bowl Mania challenge that we ran. Yeah, so I'm not the grand champion yet. We still have Josh Beauchamp. Josh, if you're listening, you're 18 points behind me, and basically you have to pick the right champion and hope I don't pick the same one. I'm picking Ohio State. So if you want to win, you have to take Notre Dame. So if you're not listening, which I don't think you probably are right now, you should take Notre Dame because if Notre Dame pulls it off, you'll win. But otherwise, I'm going to win. So good luck. Sam, who do you got?
hang on, I'm checking my record. I want to see how bad I did.
All right, while you're checking, Max, who you got?
So I'm kind of in the same boat. If Ohio State wins, what do you fucking do? You won. Cool. Michigan beat you. Michigan's still better than you in all aspects of the world. Congrats, Ryan Day gets to come back another year, so Michigan can make him be little brother again. Sweet. So Ohio State in that aspect, then kick them while they're down. Ohio State loses to Michigan. Those seniors will never have beaten Michigan, never win a national championship. Shit. Jack Sawyer, no gold pants, no rings. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? So give me Notre Dame for that reason. And I can DM Jack and let him know.
I'd recommend to not do that. Before we get Sam's pick, also Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz is now jumping all over Twitter and social media. Lou Holtz, if you guys remember,
He's still
former
alive.
he's still alive, former head coach in Notre Dame. He basically shit talked Ohio State last year before the Ohio State Notre Dame game. Ohio State, remember, won on the final like play of the game or some shit like that. The clock ran out, and then Ryan Day randomly like talked shit about Lou Holtz. Like grabbed the mic and said no one believed in us, and then called us. They thought we were soft, and he quite literally talked shit to Lou Holtz. So Lou Holtz has come out basically ripping Ohio State on Twitter, and it's pretty awesome. He's definitely mind fucking Ryan Day. So um, that'd be pretty awesome to see Ryan Day screw something up with like a dumbass boneheaded play call and just Lou Holtz just piss all over his grave. All right, Sam, who you got?
Yeah, I'll say so. I didn't watch either of the last games, partly because it's only on ESPN. It's kind of trash that they own it outright, and it's not even like ABC and ESPN or ESPN Plus. They're just ESPN. But again, neither of them seemed like they were very interesting games in the least. So I will not be watching the championship, but I'm going to take Notre Dame. Uh, Catholics, Jesus, God, give it to them.
Home state, dude.
Yeah, that too. Give me it. Let's see how Indiana celebrates a national championship.
Yeah, amen. How far are you from South Bend?
Maybe 2 hours.
Perfect. 120 minutes is not bad. All right. Let us move to Max. Do you have anything else?
I was just gonna hit on Michigan basketball, just in cruise
Go
control
ahead.
right now, looking real sexy. Dylan and I were there where they wiped the floor with Washington from tip off the final buzzer. Dylan looked over me multiple times and said, "Man, I'm not even nervous this whole game, just in cruise control right now," which they were. Also, just want to say they're very scary in the fact that they got two 7-footers. Sweet. But any given day, a guy's going to go get 20. It was Mari Burnett and Vlad against Washington, but it could be Trey Donaldson. It could be Danny Wolf. It could be Roddy Gale. Shit, it could be Sam Walters for all we know. So they're scary. They got depth, and I'm excited.
Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, it was the most boring ass whooping I've ever seen, honestly. They've got to rip out some wins here. against the lowly basement of the Big Ten. Got to continue to press forward, put the pedal on the gas. It looks like it's going to come down to it, Sam. Michigan State as the best two teams in the Big Ten for basketball this year. Kind of exciting. University of the Green, they hang their hats on their basketball program. I guess on their hockey program this year, though, if you ask them, which they are now just realizing they play hockey at that school.
They probably drop the football program and pick up the hockey.
Yeah, they dropped the football, but it'll be interesting and very exciting to see Michigan basketball break all those hearts and become the rightful champions that they truly are. So looking forward to that. Did you guys see that UCLA basketball keeps losing after Mick Cronin, their head coach, called their whole team soft and basically a bunch of bitches?
I did, and I've heard the whole college basketball world rip Mike Cronin, and nobody's taking his side. So he can be on the outs, I think.
Yeah, Mick's got a small dick, and he's probably out real quick. All right, good stuff. Sam, what do you think about reading on the sideline?
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Who cares what your defense does? You play offense.
Okay, so you're an NFL player.
Yep. I saw it happen. I was watching the game.
Okay. Good. By the way, shout out to Hannah's Packers. They looked really good in that game.
You know, when you lose your 3 starting wide receivers and you're playing who knows what as you're just dragging the barrel and you're throwing dimes at their chest and they drop it, nothing more you can do.
What are assholes like? Oh, excuses. Everyone has one. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think, Sam, you go to work and
Yes.
I'm not in the middle of a project. Let me pull out this really good novel I've been reading. I don't think you do.
I would love to, but I'm just not
You would
bothered
love
enough.
to. Yeah.
So
Matt,
that's the thing. I don't see anything wrong with it. The man did his job. It's not his turn. He's chilling. It's his time. You know,
Okay.
go watch How I Met Your Mother. Like Barney says, that's your time. You do what you want on your time.
Well, it's not quite his time there at that point. It's not quite.
He reads his magazine. It's fine.
I just think it's hilarious. 2 weeks ago, he was the same guy sleeping on the sidelines during their last game. AJ Brown, you're a dog. Keep being whatever you want to be, I guess. But then the funniest quote of it is they asked Jalen Hurts, his quarterback, if he's seen him with the book. He goes, "Yeah, I've seen him many times. Have I seen him read it? Hell no, I've never seen him read a word out of that thing." So there's that aspect too. You know, is he really, or is it just kind of for show?
So right or wrong, it's wrong. That book that he was reading is now the bestseller on Amazon by like 127%. It jumped like 127 million percent. Did you guys see that?
I'm sure every single Philly fan going to the game this weekend is going to have it, trying to get him to sign it. Like
100%.
They're gremlins.
That's so good.
All right, good round table. Sam, anything else?
No.
All right, Max.
My last tidbit: Michigan sports. In their last 33 games, they have won 31. That includes all professional sports teams, Michigan basketball and Michigan State basketball. The 2 losses were the Red Wings last night and the Pistons the other night. They've won 31 games out of 33.
Wow, that is good time to be in the state of Michigan.
Amen.
Fuck the rest of the country, especially Alaska and New Mexico. Fuck those states. And West Virginia. All right. Let's move on to Serenity now, presented by Stage Room Designs. Max, we turn to you for your Serenity Now, presented by Stage Room Designs, moment of the week.
Yeah, so I'm going to take it back a little bit. My Serenity Now is people on planes that stand up. People on planes that stand up and rush towards the front. We're all going to the same place. Sit the F down. You're causing more of a headache for people trying to get off the plane. If you just sit in your seat, wait. Dylan did say, I talked to him about this on our recent travels. He goes, if you got that aisle seat, you can stand up, dominate your space. You earned it. You sat. But don't let people pass. Be that person like when you're driving, you know, and there's construction that shoves their ass out. Be one of those people. Block the people behind you. Serenity freaking now to people that stand up and rush towards the front of the plane. Sit the F down.
No, agree. That's a good one. Yeah, my only point was it's okay if you're on the aisle just to stand straight and make your seat and like poke your head like into the aisle, but not to dominate the aisle like the aisleway itself. So I agree. The people that stand up and like shove their way closer to the front are the worst, the scum of the earth. So that's a really good one. Well done. All right, let's discuss, fellas. We've got about 9 minutes and some change. Let's talk football. Before we get Ford Field Frank, before we do a little Ford Field Frank and then also some Sam's Cooler talk. Actually, so let's flip that. Let's do Sam's Cooler talk, then we'll get to football. So Sam's Cooler talk, presented by Modelo, Cerveza, straight to the cabeza. Sam, are you ready?
Of course.
All right, Sam. What shows air on ESPN at 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. respectively?
Around the horn and part of my interruption.
Oh my gosh! Well done.
Stop the questions.
I can't believe those are still on at those
Hell
times.
yeah, I watch them every day I can.
That's crazy. I haven't
Well
watched
done.
ESPN in probably 10 plus years. That's insane that those two shows are still on. Is it the same people? They got new people.
Same
Same,
exact.
same exact. The round the horns rotates through some shit bags, but the same host, and then not to be politically correct, but pardon the interruption.
Yeah.
But it was the same two dudes and their dogs.
Wow.
Good job, Sam. Wow, you're right. That's a mic drop. We're still gonna keep going. No matter what, you get 5 out of 5 for that. Number one men's basketball team in the country right now. Number one ranked.
Kansas?
Ninth. It's actually Auburn.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
What would be the mascot for SLU, Sam Loga University?
Um, it would be a albino bear.
A polar bear.
So polar bear, yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be an albino bear.
Okay. See. Okay.
The albino
Next
bear.
question.
Okay.
Next question. What is Monday, January 20th?
It's gonna be the college football playoff, the election day, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah, I was trying to get to see what you were, if you were Taos/Indiana, or if you were Metro Detroit, but you
He's
covered the base.
LTS.
Yeah, he's LTS. He knew what he was doing. It is the inauguration day. It is MLK Day. It is the national championship game day. If you ask people from up north, Sam, Taos area, they'll say it's inauguration day. If you ask people from maybe Metro Detroit, it's MLK Day. If you ask people from Columbus, huh? Go Bucks. Good job. All right, good job, Sam. That was your best cooler talk questions you've ever done, honestly. So well done. All right, boys, we got 5 minutes to talk some football. Max, quickly recap me on what happened on Super Wildcard Weekend.
Super boring weekend. All the dogs won. All the dogs, I believe, covered, if not so, besides one team. And that one team gets to take a lonely plane ride up to Metro Detroit and enter Ford Field. And that team is the Washington Commanders. They upset the Bucks off a doink field goal, the last second field goal down in Tampa. And everybody else was kind of chalk. The Rams, I guess the Rams are technically home. Upset the Vikings.
You're plus money, yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the Ravens dominated the Steelers, and then the Bills took care of the Broncos.
Yep. And then just the last one was the Eagles beating the piss out of the Packers. So, all right, let's scoot ahead to this weekend. Let's go chronologically in order. Texans, Chiefs. Do either of you give any chance to the Chiefs or to the Texans?
Yes, just because they won, they got a little fire now, a little momentum.
Agree, but I'm also nervous. I think I heard this on part of my take. The Texans just can't lose the game in the first quarter. They're not going to win the game, but they can't lose the game. Max, what do you think here?
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. The Kansas City Chiefs have won so many close games. I think they could get into a hiccup. They hang around. Texans hang around, make their knuckles get a little white, get a little tighter butthole. I think things could happen.
I agree. It's 8.5 or 9.5 spread. I'm
Eight.
going to take the Tex 8.5. I'm going to take the Texans to cover. And Nico Collins anytime touchdown. All right, let's go shift to the main entree event. So Ford Field Frank, we'll ask him some questions about the game itself. We may have recorded it early. We do know his prediction max is going to be 31-17 Lions. I'm going to exacto bet that. He also threw out David Montgomery first time touchdown again and Laporta maybe. What are your thoughts, Sam, on this game? You like the Lions? If so, what do you have? Give me a score prediction.
Yeah, like I said last time, I think this is the scariest opponent for the Lions. I had them meeting a little later, but I like the Lions here to dominate. Kind of show what the NFL is really about for that team. I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be high score. I think it's gonna be like 40-30 or something. Just nobody's playing defense, all points. But give me the Lions.
I like it, 40-30. Max, give me a score and any other tidbit you'd like to throw out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go 42-17. I think the Lions, every time they touch the ball, is going to end up in the end zone, and the Commanders are not going to be able to keep up. They're obviously only going to score 17 points, so they'll slip in a couple touchdowns here or there. But I just think the fact that Alex Anzalone is back on the defense turns that defense up a notch that people haven't seen since he broke his arm. People are talking shit about the defense not being there, but I think he's the glue or the engine that makes that thing run, and it's running on all cylinders right now. So I think the defense, I would even take even less points from the Commanders. Give me 10 points. But so I think that's a tidbit I'm going to give. Alex Anzalone is unsung hero, MVP kind of guy.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go 37-13. Um, the Commanders fans were chanting, "We want Detroit." What a fucking crazy thing to hear. Just remember, this is the organization went 0-16. This is the organization that had 3 wins. Dan Kimball's first season, maybe 4 wins tops. Um,
This is
wild times.
this is the
Uh,
organization that when we were at our parents' house, we couldn't watch on some Sundays. They'd black them out because
yep,
they have enough fans, and now it's one of the most expensive tickets in all of NFL history.
yep. It is like Max, just a tidbit we did not bring in for the Frank interview. It is the most expensive, aside from the Super Bowl. So crazy times. Yeah, I think it's what I just say 37-13. Yeah, I'm riding with that. Anzalone, Max, you said the engine. I think he's the brains. He is the glue, like you said, the brains and the glue that keeps that defense together. But more importantly, I think the Detroit Lions offensive line is quintessential key to the game. They're going to dominate the fucking shit out of that Commanders defensive line. They're going to run the ball a lot, and then they're going to smash them with play action. So give me the Lions to go to the NFC Championship game. All right, let's quickly just say who we think is going to win the other 2 games. Let's start with the first one. Eagles, Rams. I'm going to go Eagles in a close one, 27-25. Max.
I'm going Rams. The LA Magic is still alive. LA Magic is still alive.
I like it. Sam.
Eagles.
Yeah, respect. All right, Bills, Ravens. Sam, you're taking the Ravens. What's the score going to be?
I think it's gonna be a tight one. I'm gonna go 10-7.
Wow. I'm going to go 37-34 Ravens. Max?
It is going to be 8 degrees and snow flurries. As I sit here and look, I don't know if this is correct. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. It says Baltimore is a favorite, a 1 point favorite here. I don't know if
They
that's
are.
true. They are. I'm going to go Bills for the sole fact that it's going to be 8 degrees.
All right, now here's Frank. Right, we now move to the main entree of tonight's episode 119 of Legally Teaching Engineer Sports playoffs with Ford Field Frank. We get to Ford Field Frank. Frank, welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. Thanks for joining us.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
Heck yeah, happy to have you. Some of the GHLers were like, "Are you getting Frank on? We want to hear from him. We want to hear what the vibe is. We want to know what his thoughts are." So we're like, "Of course, we're getting Frank on." Sam, some people might be like, "Why was Max here and why is he gone?" Uh,
That's
so
the magic of editing. Just
that's 100% correct, and we're normal people, right? With other things going on, Ford Field Frank's got to hop on some ice. Teacher Max has to get off of some ice, so we're doing some magical editing, and we're happy to have them both, and a little more excited for Frank. Um, so Sam, explain to Frank what we'll be doing for this main entree of this episode.
I mean, it's the reason you're on. We're gonna talk Lions. We're gonna talk maybe a little playoffs, what do you think so far, and talk about what you're most excited about, for the first what is playoff game for the Lions this year.
Yep.
So yeah,
All right. Nailed it. Let's get it going. Sam, we're gonna let Max, through the power of editing and text, ask the first question. So, Frank, Max wants to know who will you be taking to the game and what time are you getting down there?
Well, I'm gonna take my wife since I took my dad to both games last year. A little bit in the doghouse for that. Got a babysitter, so we'll get down there. I'm gonna try to be down there around probably 4 o'clock ish. It's usually when all the like kind of restaurants and stuff open up. Get some food, not have to be all stressed out about trying to get in there in time and stuff because I think it's gonna be nuts down there. I know it's gonna be nuts down there.
It's going to be nuts. The Stones are home at 4, so I think 4 o'clock is a good little window because that'll relieve you of the Pistons fans, which I think there could be a good chunk, just
Yeah.
because they're playing the Suns. So yeah, that's a good time. I like that. Good question, Max. I'm gonna shoot to myself. Do you have? I know you just mentioned food. Do you have a go-to meal? Are you into Good Luck Charms? Do you have a go-to meal before the game? And if so, what will that be?
It's a good question. I might ride out what we did last year. It served us pretty well at home. We usually hit up Red Smoke just right in Greektown. I got my 2 seats that I sat in, so I think 4 o'clock is when they opened. Me and my dad sat in the same 2 seats. Got a brisket appetizer with I think exactly 2 craft beers. Just a
Love
little
that.
superstitious.
Love that. And then Max wanted me to shout this out. We've utilized your advice, Frank, when we go to sporting events now. Like so we go to a Michigan basketball game, we get the beer that has the little more percent alcohol. Pay a little bit more, like he said. Get the little more percent alcohol. Pay for a little bit more, but then you're drinking less of them. So thank you for that advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Sam, hit Frank with a question.
oh, that's a good one. So out of all the teams that are going, are you excited to watch Washington? Do you think that's a good matchup? Is that like was that your ideal matchup, or would you have liked to seen somebody different?
Yeah, I think it was my ideal matchup. Like they asked me before, because like although I think Green Bay might not be as talented, I didn't want to see a division team for a third time. One, because we've seen it. Two, it's like, man, you got to beat someone 3 times in a year. It's tough. But then, like, right when we found out we were getting Washington, I'm like, oh, man, mobile quarterback. Like, started almost talking myself out of it a bit. Like, I think Jaden Daniels is like he's going to be a good, very good quarterback in this league. Like, I know it's like stereotypical to say it's like, oh, he could be like Lamar, but I do really think he could be like a Lamar type of like quarterback. Like, he's got the talent. He's just not him yet. So it kind of gives me some hope. I think we match up very well against them, especially offensively. I
I
don't
agree.
think, they don't, I don't think they stop the run very well. I think they're like one of the worst, like top 5 at stopping the run. And I think Marshawn Lattimore is there now, I believe. And if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken, he was the worst graded corner in the first round of the playoffs, like a 25 PFF grade. So that also excites me.
Yep, spot on with everything you just said. I think Daniels is a dog, but he's an inexperienced dog, so that lends well for us, for the Lions. And yeah, Lattimore got tore up by Mike Evans, so that's you
What's
never
yeah,
know. Yeah,
nothing
which
new
isn't
there.
surprising, but still like to see that. All right. Another couple questions. I don't know. First, I mean, I just want to say I'm very excited for you, Frank, to be there. Did you ever consider selling these tickets? And two, obviously knock on a bunch of wood, but if they win, knock on wood, will you be there next weekend?
I'll answer the easy one first. 100% I will be there if they win. It's kind of the whole point, like the best part about these season tickets. Like I don't get scalped to death. Like I pay face value, which still is expensive, but it's not what people are
What
paying
it
online.
is right now.
Right. It like 1,100 for standing room is absolutely ridiculous. Um, and then like the whole like you can't if you're drinking like good luck, 'cause then you're gonna move, lose your spot, not get a good view. I'd probably like be willing to put a catheter in for that game. Um, I I did consider selling because I don't know. They're a 9.5 point favorite.
Yep.
If they lose, do I really want to be there anyway? But
There.
I don't know. I think it was The Office. It's like I wish there was a way to know we were in the good old days until they were over. Like we're in the middle of that right now, and it's like, man, you got to go to 2 playoff games and think you're too good to go to another one. Just I'm gonna go. I can't help it. Too
Love
into
that.
it.
Gotta be there. Yeah, the money's gotta be tempting, but I mean, shit, Frank. What? Right? You just said it. What if this is, I don't want to say that, but what if this is near the end of this magical journey? You gotta want to say you were there for the whole thing. So hell
For
yeah,
sure.
glad you're gonna be there. Sam, hit him with a question.
I'll take one of Max's since I got it right in front of me. The score prediction. You got a prediction for what you think the score is going to be?
Um, yeah, I'm thinking like I'm
Right
gonna go
down.
31-17.
Okay, okay.
I think I think between the 20s, there's a good chance they could get theirs, but I just think they tighten it up in the red zone like they have been. I think Alex Anzalone, like not only just being a phenomenal player, but like he's the green dot linebacker. He's like putting everyone in spots and shifts and stuff. Like I think there's more than just like him being on the field that matters so much to that defense, and I think you're going to see a little bit more of that too.
Love that. I'm gonna bet that same exact score. Um, this is a question again for Max. Who do you figure to be the X factor, the most important player for the Lions? I don't give a shit about the Commanders. Who's gonna be the name that we look back on and say, "Yep, damn, that was the big decider."
It's hard just to pick one, but I'll go with the dynamic duo of Sonic and Knuckles. I really think Montgomery and Gibbs, this is their game. Like I think they're just gonna pound the rock, keep them off the field, control it. And Montgomery, I mean, I don't want to say anything bad. I'll do a knock on wood, but like when the whole news came out where he's like saw, you know what, this guy said get surgery, this guy said get surgery. Oh, this guy didn't, so I'm good. I don't know. It gives me some Booby Miles vibes. I don't like it. It's a little scary, but I think I'll trust the doctor, what he said, but I think he'll be fresh. Gibby will be fresh, and I think it's going to be an absolute feast on the ground.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam and or Frank. I think the Commanders are 31st or 32nd in the NFL with run defense. So,
I
um,
think you're right.
yeah, so I would agree with that. Another thing, so I'll ask you who you would put sprinkle some money on anytime touchdown for the Lions. It's gross odds right now, odds presented by FanDuel. It's like three Lions are minus money. It's like I think Gibbs and Montgomery are minus 4 or 300 or 200. It's just stupid. But who would you sprinkle some money for an anytime touchdown?
Well, I definitely was not the guy to ask that Minnesota game because I bet for a shootout. I put some sports bet action in Greektown before, did not do well. Um, I think I said this last time I was on here. I absolutely love David Montgomery first touchdown. Oh,
Yeah,
I love that bet. It usually hits. If they assuming they use him the same way, I like that. But definitely like throw down Sonic and Knuckles anytime touchdown, and a little bit out there, but I like Sam Laporta to get one too.
I
It's
like
been a
that.
minute.
All right, I'm with that. Good stuff. Sam, got one last one.
It just went out of my head. I was thinking about you guys.
All right, you think about it. Frank, I've got two. One quick one. What are you gonna wear to the game on Saturday? We'll start with that one. What are you gonna wear?
I got my Lion shirt I wore throughout the playoffs last year. It's like a simplified one. I think is how you pronounce the brand. They did like a collaboration maybe 2 years ago. Really overpriced, but whatever. I was drunk and I bought it. So
Been there. Love that.
a lot of wins in that shirt. So I kind of feel like it's my version of the blueberries.
I love it. That's badass. When Michigan won the national title last year, I put the jersey I wore for every single game in a case. So if the Lions do it this year, you gotta do the same.
Good idea. I do like that.
All right. I'll take it a step further. Who do you want to see at Ford Field next week in the NFC title game? You got a choice between two. And then who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl against the Lions? Obviously not Hollywood.
Um, I mean, like the Rams are hot right now. They look good. seen them, so I think we do fine. I guess I'd probably base it sole on quarterback play, and I know it's a little crazy to say I'd prefer Philly over the Rams, but they haven't looked good. And I really think if you shut Saquon down, which I think this defense is more than capable of doing, I don't think there's really a lot to them. Yeah, the mobile quarterback thing a bit. AJ Brown, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with him the last couple of weeks in the season, then into the playoffs. I think he had one target in the playoff game, and I didn't think they looked great. But I think if you give between giving Jalen Hurts time or Stafford time to cut you up, I think Stafford will do it worse. But you might have a little bit better of a supporting cast. But probably by the narrowest of margins, I would prefer Philly. But I could totally see the script coming in and they want Stafford versus Goff for a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, revisit that trade again, full circle. So I'm not worried
Yep,
about either one of them. I
I
think we have
agree.
the best team in the NFC. And the other side, it's kind of funny because it's Ravens and Bills are playing each other, right? On one, and then
Yep.
Chiefs and Texans. You got Ravens and Bills, two guys that are just notorious for not getting it done in the playoffs. So someone's got to go. I think Lamar is absolutely way more dynamic, like, and his offense is way more dynamic. But that I haven't been paying much attention, but mid-season, that Ravens defense, especially the secondary, they weren't capable of covering anybody. It's just awful. So I could they could lose shootouts because their defense, and I think Buffalo's is slightly better. So I'm leaning Buffalo, but I just think Ravens find a way to get it done. Kansas City, I think, handles Houston, and assuming I, I just how do you pick against KC?
Yeah, damn it.
I was just gonna say, assuming the refs don't help them out, but like even if they don't, I mean Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. If they have a terrible secondary, he's gonna find a way to hurt you. But I like our chances against anybody except Buffalo. I think Buffalo, how we lost to them this year, I think we could beat them in a shootout. Those first I think 2 or 3 possessions, we went 3 and out. So that ended up hurting you in what, a 6 point game. You convert 10 points, you're winning that game. Now it's a little bit different. Who knows how it goes? But we didn't make Josh Allen punt once, and that's just absolutely terrifying to me.
I agree with everything said. I hope. I know Sam wants it to be the Ravens. I think Sam has Ravens actually win the Super Bowl. Bastard. I know. I think the Chiefs are actually the weakest out
Well,
of them all.
so that's I want to ask that question. So if the Lions can't win, Frank, who do you want to win?
Good question, Sam.
If the Lions can't do it, who is your
Anybody but the Chiefs. I don't know if you'd catch me rooting for anyone in the NFC. I'd probably root for the AFC just because when San Fran beat us last year, I was like, there's no way in hell I want them to win because then it's just like even more salt in the wound. But I would say I'd probably be Baltimore, Buffalo, whoever's representing. I think hopefully if it was the Chiefs again, I might unfortunately catch myself rooting for the Rams or Philly.
Yeah. All right.
I second that. I agree.
Both fan bases suck. That's another thing. It's like Philly's just god awful people from what you hear, and then LA allows their home stadium to get occupied every week. So it's just like they suck, but in different ways.
Yeah, it's Philly scumbags and then Kelly Stafford. Tough,
Right.
tough situation there all around.
I'd be alone
Yeah.
6 months of listening to her.
Oh gosh, it would suck. Um, okay, good stuff there. My last question, presented by Jets. Before you get you out of here, Frank, last question. Shout out to Jets Pizza, our new NFL playoff partner. As Frank knows, Jets is the national pizza chain that offers the best Detroit style pizza in the world. The secret sauce actually isn't in the sauce. Nope, it's in the Motor City inspired steel pizza pans that make the corner crust pizza worthy of a cornucopious amount of compliments. Hop online and visit jetspizza.com to find the delicious deals at your local Jets Pizza. And don't forget the Jets Pizza, often imitated, never duplicated. Let's get Jets. All right, Frank. It's February 1st Sunday, second Sunday in February. So we're in New Orleans. There's a football game on a Sunday. Will you be there?
At the moment, I would probably say no. Um, I've been known to make impulse buys and lose control of my credit card.
Here we
Uh,
go.
I don't know. It kind of, I don't know. I hope We've got no listeners from New Orleans. I'm going to probably crap on them a bit, but I just like last year at Vegas, like it wasn't even a thought. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to be there in Vegas. Absolutely. And a little bit my fault here. I actually had my room booked in San Francisco. First half, I booked my room. So I'll take a little blame for that loss. Then I had to shamefully cancel it. Uh, right now, I like it sucks because this is when you get them cheap. You know, if you buy them now, they're not terrible, but they're still 4-6 grand. I mean, a piece.
It's
And
wild.
I'd probably go with my dad if I went. Um, be a good father son memory because we've been talking about this day for a while. Then in the back of my mind, I put my head too much into work, and we've also this has been a legend at Jets Pizza about man, we're always so crazy busy on the Super Bowl. But what would happen if the Lions were ever in it? And I'm like, well, I don't even know if people would show up to work. Like, you might be
For real.
so. Got a couple contingency plans. I think we were talking about getting some big screen TVs and try to raffle them off to everyone that comes to work for each store. Figure it out. I don't know. Who knows
That's
if it'll
awesome.
work? Right now I would say no, but I wouldn't. I'd call it like 60-40. It's not a
Yep.
definite thing at all.
That's a maybe. We're putting him down for a maybe, Sam.
Dylan,
All
are
right.
you?
I'm with Frank, 55-45 maybe. I'm a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Frank said, I think I would do it with Max maybe. Um, I don't know. It'd be a wild thing just to say you were there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Financially speaking, I can't. That's 2 FIFA soccer games. I gotta hold out for that. Sorry.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. All right. Well, either way, Frank, you've got a mission this weekend. Beat the shit out of Commanders. Beat the shit out of Commanders fans. Let them know who they really are. They're Redskins. Um, Give them hell this weekend. We look forward to if we can't get you back on next week, we're gonna at least get some sort of a paragraph from you or at least a call in. We'll get something out of you next week because there's going to be a next week. Got to have faith. Go Lions. Give them hell and have a great weekend.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Go Lions, and I'll see you next week.
Hell yeah. That was Ford Field Frank. Thanks, Frank. See ya.
Take her easy.
That was great stuff with Ford Field Frank on episode 119 of Legally Teaching Engineers Sports Playoffs with Ford Field Frank. Good questions, Sam. Great questions, Max, from afar. Frank, great answers. Really looking forward to hearing about your experience this weekend. Looking for that Lions dub. So that's all for episode 119 of Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. Playoffs with Ford Field Frank. Our quote comes from Amik Robertson. You can't bury what comes from the fucking dirt. It's so true, Amik. Keep being a dog. Be a dog and come from the dirt. Let's go. Shout out to our GHLs, our great heroic listeners. And Sam, what's our POV?
Positive vibes only.
Hell yeah, everyone have a great weekend and go